Hello and welcome to the Pop Hive, the show all about pop culture and entertainment from the discerning eye of me, your host, Kate Sevilla. This week we'll be discussing Diablo Cody's new film, Young Adult, and chatting to the fantastic DJing duo, the Broken Hearts. Hitting theaters today is Diablo Cody's brand new film, Young Adult. It's her first film since Juno, as I and everyone else I know like to pretend that Megan Fox and Jennifer's Body simply never happened. In Young Adult, Charlize Theron plays Mavis Gary, a teen fiction writer and big fan of Hello Kitty t-shirts who heads on back home to Minnesota to help break up her high school boyfriend's marriage. And really, who hasn't done that at least once before? As you can tell from the "Isn't she unpleasant" montage that makes up the Young Adult trailer, Mavis is very unlikable, and she lacks any of those endearing and redeeming qualities that most leading ladies possess. She isn't a crazy bitch, but with a heart of gold, or a kooky and clumsy roommate who you kind of want to kill in her sleep, but you don't because she's just so adorable. Personally, I don't see what's all that wrong with Mavis. She's no BS, she likes animals and hairspray, she makes disapproving faces at babies, she likes a good drink, and she doesn't appreciate her parents' unsolicited advice. What's not to love? Like Juno, Young Adult is directed by Jason Reitman, but unlike Juno, we won't have to suffer through things like hamburger-shaped telephones and clever lines like honest to blog. But very much like Juno, we have a fantastic leading lady created from the slightly twisted mind of the fantastic Diablo Cody. This week in music, Christina Aguilera has once again managed to embarrass herself on stage, this time with the "is it self-tanner or is it pee" controversy at Etta James's funeral, of all places. MIA has released a brand new song called Bad Girls, which I highly recommend you go and listen to, and David Guetta and Nicki Minaj's song Turn Me On finally has a video. It's like a freakish combination of Lady Gaga's You and I, combined with the 2005 episode of Doctor Who, when they didn't quite have the budget to make anything look good. To be honest with you, I feel the same way I felt about Nicki Minaj's Stupid Ho video. That face, just... While most people think that putting together an epic playlist and playing it for your friends on Spotify makes you a DJ, our fabulous guests this week know better. They know that it takes hard work, knowing how to read a room, and knowing what to do with that drunk wedding guest that only wants to listen to Beyoncé over and over again so that they can do their version of the single ladies dance. From fashion collaborations to their very own radio show, the Broken Hearts are as successful as they are gorgeous, and I'm thrilled today to be joined by Amber and Nisha, the Broken Hearts. How are you ladies?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, great, thanks.
That was a brilliant introduction.
Yeah, after the very flattering intro.
Well, I try to please the ladies. So I'm right that you guys filmed your radio show today. Are you guys exhausted?
No, not really exhausted. We do it every week, so we're kind of used to it. It doesn't take that long.
So how did you guys become the Broken Hearts? When did you guys meet?
We met working at Beyond Retro, the vintage clothes shop, and we had a lot of friends at the time who were doing clubs and parties, and a lot of them were male models / DJs, so they were very much of the kind of school of put the first record on, take my top off, yeah ladies.
It's really Zoolander.
So we were just like, oh, you know, we could probably do this a little bit better. So we started playing...
Without taking our tops off.
Just clarify that. So yeah, we just started DJing and it kind of took off from there.
So you were like, right, we want to do this ourselves. How hard can it be? We won't take our tops off. How long did it kind of take you guys to kind of learn the ropes?
We're not especially proficient technical DJs, and learning our way around the decks didn't take that long. What actually takes a bit of time and that people don't really consider when they want to start learning to DJ or want to start DJing is how to read a room and how to judge what people might want to listen to and when to kind of take it up and when to bring it down. And I think a lot of people think that that's just like a dance music, house music kind of thing. But it's really with any kind of music you're playing, you've got to be able to react to what people are enjoying, and kind of build to a crescendo at a certain point in the night. And I think that probably took us about a year, maybe.
Yeah, that kind of feeling of we're playing what other people want to hear, not necessarily what we want to hear.
Yeah.
That, believe it or not, takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, and when you first start out, you don't really think about it, and we didn't even realise we were learning it. And then there was suddenly one gig, we played in Italy one New Year, and we were just suddenly like, we've got it. Everyone's going crazy. This is brilliant.
So what kind of kit do you guys use? Are you vinyl? Are you CDs, MP3?
We're all CDs. We just have too much music to carry it all around on vinyl.
Yeah, we wouldn't go for something like Serato where you mix everything, you know, beforehand and then just play it, because it just kind of takes the spontaneity out of it. We tend to DJ where Amber will play a record and I'll play a record, and then we carry on doing one on, one off, which is nice because it helps you react to something else.
And also a lot of the kind of DJing we do is more about showing people a kind of music that they might not be too familiar with already as well. So like we'll play maybe a few songs that a lot of people will know, like some Harry Belafonte or something, but then play something that's a bit more obscure. So it's also more about kind of taking people on a journey and just getting them to listen to things that they might not have listened to otherwise.
Excellent. What, has there been an awful gig that you guys have done?
One recently was really bad. The mother of the groom had organised a whole party, and for some reason I think she must have been drunk, and she just came over and was like, "What is this music you're playing?" Just like shouting in our faces, and she wanted Beyonce. And we were like, okay, just ask. But she was pretty full on.
So it's weddings, birthdays, things like that, where I think people think they have a vested interest in, they think they can dictate to you what to play because they've kind of paid for you to do their event, and then it's really like, now play this, where's your Lady Gaga?
And you're just like, oh my god, 2 more hours.
That's awesome. You two are incredibly successful. Has the internet and like social media helped, do you think, make you more successful? How has it kind of affected you guys as DJs?
Yeah, definitely. When we first started out, we actually got loads of gigs through MySpace. Which obviously we don't anymore. But now, yeah, like Facebook and Twitter are really, really helpful. We use them a lot to let people know what we're up to and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because you blog as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And so all of that kind of online stuff is really important.
Cool. Earlier last year, DJ Magazine did their top 100 DJs, and not one of them was female. No Annie Mac, no Broken Hearts, no Peaches. Do you think that this is a problem? Do you think that we need more female DJs and more women to be interested in DJing?
I think female DJs are out there. I just think they maybe don't get the recognition that they deserve. DJ Magazine, that kind of thing, it's that kind of culture of beat matching, and you do this and you play an Ibiza, and you know, and there's a lot of different ways that you can be a DJ. But I think that's quite a lot of the time. Guys who are into music do go down that route. Like we meet a lot of people who are really into 50s music, for example, and they can't, you know, they think that the world stopped in 1959 and, you know, nothing else is worth playing, and we couldn't possibly understand any of the, you know, records, and it's just like, loosen up. It's about music, and, you know, people expressing themselves, and people wanted to hear it, and people still do, and that's it's about communicating that, not about.
And like, at the risk of upsetting Jermaine Greer or something,
who is totally watching this show right now. Definitely.
I do think that not in every occasion, but a lot of times men and women listen to music differently and consume music differently. I think like men who are very into music can be very into record labels and cataloguing their knowledge of music and this, and you've got to know this, and if you don't know all of this and what imprint it was recorded on, then you're clearly not interested. Whereas I think women listen in a slightly more emotive way, like they connect with it more. And I think that whole mixed mag culture doesn't really recognise that kind of listening to music and consuming music and producing music and sharing music in that way. And I think that's where a lot of the problems lie, I think.
Do you have any advice for women who do want to get into DJing?
Just get out there and start, really. That's how we started out, and we just started doing it as a bit of fun, like Nisha was explaining earlier. And that's really the only way to do it. I think a lot of people who practice in their bedroom, it doesn't, you know, it will help you with the technical side, but at the end of the day, you need to be out there and you need to get over any fears you have, because it is scary. The first few times you do it, and you're just like, the thing in this room that everyone can hear, I'm controlling it, and it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, it can be quite weird. If you know anyone who's running a club, or if you have a local bar or a student union or something, then go down that route. Just get booked for any nights, anywhere, you know, for free. Doesn't matter, and just get a name for yourself.
Cool. Let's talk about your radio show. So Peppermint Candy is on every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m.
Oh, well done.
on Jazz FM. So yeah, tell me about Peppermint Candy. What is your show all about?
It's telling the story of swing from its beginnings and right through to now. So we play some electro swing as well, people like the Correspondents who we know quite well. And we try to take it from the music and talk about all the cultural things that swing has influenced. So like for example, we like to take like contemporary examples and then trace them back essentially to their origins. Like for example, a couple of films that came out recently, The Artist and Scorsese's Hugo, both like reference early film, reference silent films. So that's a great hook to bring up, talking about all those kind of old films and early film techniques and that kind of thing. So that's just kind of one example of how we try to use the present to talk about the past. And we talk about a lot, because obviously swing was started by African Americans, so we talk a lot about the sort of civil rights and social issues that were in the States at the time, and there's just a lot of cultural stuff that is really fascinating actually that we can talk about. Yeah.
And you guys just curated a CD called Peppermint Candy as well. What was the process for that like? Because there's like 40 tracks on the CD, isn't there?
We just chose our favourite songs basically.
Yeah, it was really, really good fun to be able to do that. Yeah, we basically, we wanted to, in the sleeve notes we wrote a story of swing, so we made sure that we got examples of everything we talked about and that it kind of charted the history, although it's not actually chronological on the CD. And then just we got to use some of our favourite artists and some of our favourite songs, and it was great.
So do you guys have any big projects or more fashion collaborations or shows coming up anytime soon?
Yeah, we're working on another compilation album for Hendrix Gin this time, which is exciting. It's really different to the Universal Music Peppermint Candy one we did. So we've been curating tracks for that and getting them licensed through sort of different means. So it's going to be kind of a lot more of a niche project, but we're excited about that. It should be coming out hopefully in the next 2 or 3 months. Yeah, so there's that.
And also in a couple of weeks we're going up to Blackpool, which we love. We've been there a few times for the Showzam Festival of Circus and Magic, and we get to DJ in the amazing Tower Ballroom. It's a beautiful venue inside the Blackpool Tower. The Showzam Festival always coincides with this like magicians convention. So all these crazy old like orange magicians come over from LA, and they're all like sitting in the bars in Blackpool late at nights, and you can go around and like get them to do card tricks
till like 6 in the morning. It's
so
really amazing.
mental. So yeah, that's really fun. We're looking forward to that.
Cool. Well, thank you ladies very, very much for joining us.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's been fantastic.
For more information on the Broken Hearts or their radio show Peppermint Candy, you can visit thebrokenhearts.co.uk. That's all we have time for, but if you'd like more information on the Pop Hive, please visit our website at pophive.tv or give us a follow on Twitter as @pophive. Thank you very much for watching.